Thank you very much, Nani. We gathered here as a team that has been appointed by the Bishop to look after issue of a disaster that happened at Mthatha West. Apparently, we just heard that the disaster didn't just take off at Mthatha only, but it also spread to the eastern side of Mthatha, the Nyandeni jurisdiction. And on the 10th of June, we woke up having water close to our houses and our homestead, at our whole households. And as a result, the area called Tikolin, Slovo area, and Tabombeki and Norwood were mostly affected ones. As a result, a number of people, more than 80, were found dead or lost their lives. And due to the heavy rains that happened on the 9th of June. Then our church, Bishop Gumbane, convened a meeting in 2 days after the disaster happened, calling all the church leaders, in particular church guild leaders from the Mothers Union, Bernard Mizeki, Mary Magdalene, preachers, lay ministers and preachers, now is called as OSP, youth, Servers Guild, Abavagalisi, the choir, everybody who is a leader of a guild and a ministry and an organization in our church. We gathered at the chapter house boardroom, where we discussed what would be happening in the near future. As a result, people of God came up with very brilliant ideas what must be taking place. The first thing, everybody was on the will that there must be something done for Kukulento Idilishananele disaster. As a result, all guild committed themselves. Though I might not be spell out how much each guild came out committed, but I can be safely say by the time the Dawson Secretary informing me yesterday, it was an amount of 80,000 that have been collected from various guilds and individuals of the diocese. Today we were embarking on the program of handing over the gifts that were collected from the people. As of course that the leadership of the area has established 4 centers: the Tikolin Center, Bambanani SPS Center, Holy Nativity Parish Center, and the Northwest Community Hall Center. But the church decided to concentrate on 3 centers. And the service that we have given and handed over to those centers didn't start when we were called by the bishop. For example, the Mothers Union, on the very onset day of hearing the disaster, decided to cook food and a supper for that particular evening. And they fed to people who were more than 150 who were at Bambanani SPS Center and also Holy Nativity. And indeed in the morning, our AWF gone to feed people who were, the number increased to 169. And on a Saturday, Mary Magdalene gone to feed at the Holy Nativity. The number that was close to 170, because on a daily basis, as the search was taking place by the rescue institutions along the river. They were able to, it was cumulative, the number was cumulative on a daily basis. As a result, our own diocese never rest from the day one up to today, and it won't rest even tomorrow. Then today, we concentrated on the two centers due to the fact that the Bambanani SPS Center was dissolved by the government and taken people to Fort Gale BNB. Now we have decided to go to Northwest Community Hall, where we fed a number of more than 70 people with a very nice soup that was cooked by the Mary Magdalene, the one who rise up in the morning and run to the tomb of Jesus Christ. Even today, they woke up very early to ensure that they cooked that soup. The ingredient that were on that soup, it was a imana soup with some carrots, so that the sight of those people who are the victims may be opened. There was a potatoes to represent the protein, and also there was a minced meat within the soup, and some onion that was there, and it was so solid and nice. Even the members of the church who participated in the program enjoyed the soup of the Mary Magdalene. And they were distributed together with our bishop, as we are joined by the MEC for Social Development, Mrs. Fanda, and also the Human Settlement MMC in King Sawada Dalinjebo, who is responsible for the Human Settlement, and the Ward Councillor. We distributed the toiletries. What was inside in the pack? It was a roll-on, a toothpaste, a toothbrush, a towel, and also some pads, that is called sanitary towels, when people want to disguise it. What is it? And we even given to males. What were we doing when we giving to males? We were teaching the males who were victims that this, in as much that they are victims today, when they are able, they must go and buy sanitary towels for their loved one females. And we have taught that as a church to give unto them. We're able to feed them and distribute very beautiful clothes that were given by the church members to a number at the Northwest Community Hall. That was 170 people being housed there. And we proceeded, after we concluded at the Northwest Community Hall, to Holy Nativity Anglican Parish, where a number of 58 people is housed. Fortunately, unfortunately, or fortunately today, there were 78. And I've already alluded to the point what caused the number to be accumulative. Now, we fed them with the same stuff that we've given to the Northwest Community Hall, and we distributed clothes to them. And after that, they've gone to join the mass prayer organized by the Office of the Premier of this Eastern Cape province. Now, I also want to share that the Anglican Church of Southern Africa, in as much that in the Diocese of Mthatha, has been able to collect an amount of 80,000. There is a 50,000 donated by the GFS worldwide, focusing only to the 4 GBFS members, and who are still school going, of which the church that has a vision of embarking on the adoption of those triplets plus one who are schooling at One is at Mthatha Tech and Kobusizwe Agricultural School at around about Nise administrative area. Now, the church is still embarking on that. Another phase, this was our phase one, as we have agreed in our broader meeting, that we will embark in our disaster response in 2 phases. Another phase will be when the school is about to be closed for the 2nd semester. We'll be focusing on the issue of a school uniform. Indeed, the one that we've been housed at Bambanani who needed uniform, a plus minus 60 learners. At the Holy Nativity, there are 31. At the Northwest Community Hall, there are 40. Then now we be embarking on a drive of having their various uniform colors for their respective schools. And we're hoping around about 19, 20, 21 to handing over to those who will be the beneficiary of those uniform. That's another project in the program that will be currently embarking on. While we are on negotiation with the municipal authorities in terms of providing the temporary shelters, in particular for those who are homeless, where their homes has been washed out by the heavy rains of the 9th of June. And the mayor of King Sawada Dalindyabes informed us officially that they have already procured a number of 31 temporary shelters, and also they are consolidating a team of built environmentalists, those who are quality and quantity surveyors and environmentalists and evaluators and all that, to assess the land. The challenge in Mthatha is a land grabbing. Now, that caused that there's no space to house those temporary shelters. We as the church, we are facilitating with the traditional leadership of Nise administrative area and Kwa Lindile administrative area, whom we have noticed that they've got an abundance of land. But of course, there is no objection to that, but the leadership just want to know they will house those people for how long. Then we were still on those negotiations in a tripartite discussion, traditional leaders, the church and the municipality, so that we are able to take out people where they are, because their privacy has been compromised up to so far, so that they can enjoy themselves. Up to so far as the Diocese of Mthatha is what we have done. Let me also thank this team of gentlemen and ladies who worked tirelessly since day one up to date. And I also want to advise them that the war has not yet ended. Even if we have passed this one, the reality is that the issues of climate change are still the matter of challenge into our society, into our living. Meaning that we are also calling to the bishop and to the structures of the church to have a space and to talk length and come up with sustainable plans in ensuring how do we deal up with issues of climate change, because the disaster, it is a result of the climate change and the global warming that has faced the worldwide. Therefore, we need to have to be proactive on that. Hence, I'm saying to the team, I don't think this is the last time, the first time and the last time dealing with this, because the climate change is the order of the day. I thank you very much. Yes. Yes. silungise phaa yenziwa laa nto ko-edithayo.